of Supreme Court of Pakistan, Justice Sayyid Anwar Sahab, Judge Federal Shariat Court, Mr. Munir Hussain Bhatti Sahab, the President of the District Bar Association, Lahore, Mr. Samuel Pyara, Dr. Bishop Azad Marshall, the President Church of Pakistan. Please accept congratulations from me for holding such a good gathering to commemorate and remember the great personality of Justice Cornelius. I think in the judicial history of Pakistan, though three big names, Justice Cornelius, Justice Raat Patel, and Justice Rustam Sidwa, have left very remarkable impact in the judicial development, the development of jurisprudence in Pakistan. And I think that is the beauty of our system, that these judges were from minority and they gave some very good judgments which are hallmark of our judicial history. Ladies and gentlemen, the minority rights has been very close to our heart. I mean, all the judges, the judges of the Supreme Court and the judges of the superior courts, high courts, and also the district courts. We have been trained and educated in a way that we always give extraordinary importance whenever this kind of atrocity or any deprivation of their rights is reported to us. We are always guided by the judgment of the Supreme Court. And ladies and gentlemen, we are very lucky to have two very important stars of our judiciary, Justice Tassaddur Jilani and Justice Mansoor Ali Shah. I say it for the reason that a judgment which was referred by Mr. Samuel Pyara was about the 2014 Supreme Court, that was suo motu case, in which the directions were issued to the federal government and the provincial government for the implementation of the minority rights, for which Mr. Siddle has been one-man commission who was giving the implementation of the said judgment. That has given a lot of boost up to the minority rights. It will not be possible for me to give the details of the judgment, but I must cite some of the paragraphs of the said judgment. In the judgment, which was authored by Justice Tassaddur Jilani, it was said that therefore not only did it protect religious denominations and sects against each other, but protected every citizen against the imposition of religious views by its own fellow co-believers. This means that the right to profess freedom is not only for one religion, but also for the different groups or different thoughts within the religion to propagate their own religious point of view. And likewise, it was also acknowledged in the said judgment that the Islamic point of view, that it tolerates the religious minorities' protection of rights, and also rather encourages to promote their own culture and their own religious harmony. In a more recent judgment in 2022 Supreme Court, that is Tahir Naqash famous case, the lawyers who are present in this hall must have gone through that judgment also. Well, that going through the judgment, that has given a very revolutionary interpretation to Article 20. And I quote a small sentence from the said judgment. Constitutional values enshrined in the preamble to the Constitution require us to be tolerant as a people, believe in religion, in freedom, equality and social justice, and respect our minorities and make adequate provisions for them to freely profess and practice their religion and develop their cultures and to safeguard their legitimate interests. All citizens of Pakistan, whether Muslim or non-Muslims, are guaranteed fundamental rights under the Constitution, including equality of status, freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship, subject to law and public morality. So that is the only rider subject to law and public morality, and no other provision of the Constitution. That shows the importance of this very article. In another judgment, in case Mubarak Ali Babar versus Punjab Public Service Commission 2023 as CMR 518, it has been interpreted the word will of the people. That is very important. I think it's very revolutionary interpretation by the Supreme Court, authored by my very favorite Judge Justice Mansoor Ali Shah. The preamble of the Constitution provides that it is the will of the people of Pakistan to establish an order. The term will of the people of Pakistan is an inclusive term signifying all citizens irrespective of religion, caste, creed, race, sex, place of birth, or personal abilities. Therefore, such a will is incomplete without including the will of the minorities. Now, that means that the word in the preamble of the Constitution, the will of the people of Pakistan, the will includes the will of the minorities. Now, that shows how important it is to recognize the minority rights. It was also written in the said judgment that the penal statutes, though they need very strict interpretation, but that need to be interpreted within the wisdom and the logic embodied in the said article or in the said penal clause. Because if you're going to stretch it one way from one point to another, as Mr. Samuel Pyara in the beginning of his speech has pointed out, that when the judgment was being rendered by Justice Tassadduk Jilani, when the hearing was being made, there was an input from one law officer that the desolation of the holy places is not an offense for this. But that was deprecated. And so my point is that we have traveled a long way to protect the minority rights, but that's not the end of it. I assure you one thing, as a judge of the Lahore High Court, that whenever any violation of the rights, fundamental rights or minority rights are reported to us, we observe a robust approach. We are proactively protecting the minority rights, and we always ensure that the marginalized people should not be compromised. But at the same time, I was just checking that after Justice Sidhwa, we haven't seen a single minority judge in the Supreme Court. And unfortunately, in our High Court, for long, we haven't had a minority judge. So, taking the opportunity here, I would request the Honorable Senior Criminal Judge to please take into account in our next, when he takes oath as the next Chief Justice. So that, these are not only symbolic things, they are very valuable things. Once we have been talking about the representation of the minorities in different government departments and the judiciary, and they have to be, their representation is, I think, very, very important for their confidence and therefore for the moral boost up if they are given a proper place in the judicial system as well. So with this, I once again thank the organizers for arranging such a wonderful gathering, and please keep it up. Let's remember Mr. Cornelius for all time. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us on today's topic. Now I would like to former Chief Justice, Honorable Mr. Justice Sath Hussain Jalani, please come on the stage and please share your views on this topic. Thank you.